Batman Arkham VR is a VR detective simulation game for the PlayStation VR. It was developed by Rocksteady and published by Warner Bros. Interactive. It was released on October 11, 2016. This footage was recorded from a PlayStation 4 Pro playing the game. In Arkham VR, you take on the role of Batman, who is trying to find out who is targeting him and his closest allies. Throughout Arkham VR, you will travel around various locations in Gotham using Batman's gadgets to analyze various crime scenes. The game boasts that you can finally be the Bat. But does that claim hold any water? Let's find out with The Good. Visiting locations in Gotham that you've seen around the Arkham games and seeing many of the iconic Batman characters face to face is fantastic. Being able to stand next to the Batmobile, or get up close and personal to villains like Killer Croc and the Joker is a real treat. The game is drenched in Batman Easter eggs and fan service. You can pick up postcards from Selina Kyle. There's even a nice little model of Gotham City itself you can mess around with. There's also a model viewer which allows you to view characters of vehicles in actual scale, as well as mess around with some iconic weapons like the Riddler's cane or Mr. Freeze's freeze gun. And graphically, this is one of the best looking games I've seen in the PlayStation VR. The graphics and polish are on unparalleled levels. But being completely honest, that's about it. So let's move on to the bad. There really isn't much content in Batman Arkham VR. The story mode itself is incredibly short, clocking in around 1 to 2 hours, with 2 hours being fairly generous. The story is interesting for the most part, but right when it really starts to grab your attention, it ends. The actual gameplay is lackluster as well. Most of the time, you're just sort of looking around, maybe scanning an object with your forensic scanner. Most of the areas feel more like a 360-degree video than actually playing a video game and interacting with the scenery. Couple this with the fact that when the game does require you to interact with its puzzles, they're super simple and involve you using Batman's gear instead of thinking for a solution. At this point, they've crafted a very dull experience. As far as post-game content goes, there are 30 Riddler challenges scattered throughout the game. When you complete a challenge, you unlock a model to view, which is a decent enough reward. The problem with these challenges is that, well, they're not much of a challenge. The majority of the challenges involve you looking around the area for a Riddler cube and grabbing it with your grapnel gun. The Riddler barely leaves any riddles, and the ones he does leave are incredibly simple. Out of the 30 Riddler challenges, perhaps 3 of them are actually interesting. The main focus of the gameplay in both the story and these challenges is using Batman's gadgets. Sadly though, Batman's gadgets just kinda suck. When using the grapnel gun for movement, the game blacks out as to not make the player sick. This is a huge bummer, as I would have loved to see what it looks like to traverse Gotham from Batman's point of view. The Batarang is also a huge disappointment because the second you release it, it either flies in a straight line or homes in right on the target. Your aiming doesn't matter, so it makes it so you can't even do something as simple as juggle Batarangs. And as a small final complaint, Kevin Conroy sounds like he's phoning it in the whole time.
Nightwing is in central Gotham, but why isn't he responding? I should head to his location. He could be in danger.
Overall, Arkham VR is a wholly disappointing venture. It does a poor job of making you feel like the Bat. It focuses on the world's greatest detective side of the Caped Crusader, but leaves out any of the thinking, implying that Batman himself isn't a great detective, but his gadgets do all the work. This game is really only for the hardcore Batman fans, and the people that want a lot of spectacle without any substance. There is one redeeming factor though, and it's this. Out of 10.